If you want more FIFA content from me, I'm now uploading exclusive videos to Patreon. The link for that is down below. And if you want to avoid the random lottery that is FIFA points, you can go straight to the source with u7buy.com. And of course, you can use the code TVM at the checkout to get yourself a discount. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to take a look at the only other card other than Correa that I wanted to look at from FUT Birthday, and that is of course Muniain. Now the eagle-eyed amongst you will realise how much of a snipe god I actually am when you look at his bought for price, 35,000 coins. If you go and have a look at how much he's selling for right now, you can see that he's selling for around 160-ish. He's actually selling for more on PC, which is of course the platform that I play on. He was about 200,000 coins yesterday when I managed to pick him up. The story behind it is not that exciting, really. I was looking for cards to review. Muniain was on the list. He looked a little bit too expensive. I went to see if FUTBIN was lying to me, and I saw one there for 200, which is what FUTBIN told me. Then there was one there for like 195, and I was tempted to, and I thought, nah, I won't bother. I'll just look at a couple more. And the next one was 35,000 coins, and I thought there was something wrong with my vision. But no, I was right. 35k, picked him up, absolute bargain. Up from 3-star weak foot to a 5-star, and of course with the 4-star skills, big upgrade over the 86 rated man of the match card. In some cases, I mean, he's gone up by 4 in shooting, 3 dribbling, 4 passing, 4 physical, 3 pace, and of course that weak foot upgrade. I didn't really I didn't really take into consideration how much of a difference the weak foot and the skill move upgrades would be to these FUT Birthday cards. So when they announced the promo and they showed the cards on that Friday, and I thought to myself, nah, these cards are mainly all boring. You know, they've all got Footmas cards and all the rest of it, and I still stand by that to a degree. However, the difference from going from like a 3-star weak foot to a 5-star makes the card completely different. So rather than moan about the fact that we have the same cards, what I'm going to do is embrace it and try and use as many of them as possible and see how much of an improvement that actually is. Now, with that being said, Muniain's in-game stats would suggest that he is going to be super, super meta. 91 acceleration, 84 sprint speed, 98 agility is fantastic, 99 balance. Combined with the fact that he's 5'7", that can only be a good thing, really. It just means that he is going to have some really quick feet. Now, you'll look at the reactions and you'll say, well, that's going to hold him back a little bit. We need to boost that up. No, you don't. It's completely irrelevant when you have insane acceleration and agility. It just doesn't make a blind bit of difference whatsoever. So I wouldn't read into that too much. If you have high pace, high agility, and high dribbling, just don't worry about it. 93 dribbling, by the way, 91 ball control. I do have a Maestro chem still on him, and I am unfortunately playing on 9 chem, so you're not going to get quite the full boost, but in most cases you don't even need it. Like, dribbling goes to 99 anyway, so does the agility. The short passing as well, all go to 99, even with the 9 chem boost. We'll get back into some of his stats in just a second, but that is the team I've got him in. As you can see, 9 Golan, pack pulled 9 Golan, ironically. Not that ironically is the word I should be using there, but still. He's over on the left-hand side, Littmanen linking the two together, and of course we have Bellerin at right back, which links in Muniain, and I knew that Kubo would come in handy for something. There he is on the right. That team is actually a very good team. I am not a massive fan of it in-game. On paper it looks great. In-game, I don't know. I was playing against some really good people yesterday. Like, you know, in 10 games of Rivals, I'll usually win around 7. I might draw 1 and then I'll lose like 2. Sometimes I'll lose 3, but more often than not, I will win, say, 70% of my games in sort of a 10-game period. Yesterday, though, I was losing a lot. I think I lost 5, maybe even 6. I still had a fair amount of fun with the games, purely down to the fact that Muniain was such a good player to use. His ball control, his skills, the fact that you could pass it or shoot with either foot was fantastic, and you just don't really take into consideration when you first look at the card. You think, oh well, you know, this is good, that's bad, this is bad, but then 5-star weak foot, you look, oh, that's nice, but you don't realise how good that actually is, or you don't really, you take it for granted, if you will. You don't really think, oh well, that's going to be a game changer, because you just don't. It's just one of those, oh, that's nice to have. In game, then, it's so good to be able to, like, if you're on your left, just to hit it and know that you're going to have just as good a shot with the left as you will the right. A lot of people won't agree with that, and some people will think that it's not as good as the strong foot, but I mean, that's kind of how EA sort of tout it, really. Now, in terms of his strengths, his main strength for me is the finesse shots from the edge of the area. I maybe have put it in the title, but this guy has the best finesse shot in FIFA. He, for me at least, is the player that I've scored more finesse shots with, and I've used, like, for instance, I've used Eden Hazard for 300-400 games, and I've scored more finesse shots with Muniain in 10 games than I have with Hazard in those 400 games. And it's not because my intention was to go out there and just finesse shot, but I hit one randomly because I thought, oh, I'll give it a go. I hit one, it went in, and from there on, I was just trying finesse shots constantly, and they went in, like, all the time. So, yeah, that is a massive strength of Muniain. The ability to bend the ball from just outside the penalty area into the far corner, even though he doesn't have great long shots and shot power. Again, here on the edge, bang, and the goalkeeper's got no chance. You know, we're taking shots against good goalkeepers. I mean, okay, I say good goalkeepers. Courtois, as of late for me in games, has actually proven to be one of the worst goalkeepers. But on paper, at least, Courtois is a very good goalkeeper. And again, they're being scored against. Just a very, very good player, Muniain. Now, in the top right, I've gone with a meta, because he is. I mean, his agility, his ball control, his pace, everything about him just screams meta. He is a class 2, so he's not in the top 10% of players. I wouldn't put him up there with Neymar and Messi and so on, but he is a very good player, competitive, definitely capable of going into a starting 11 for a FUT Champ squad. He played above average for me, 8.5 in the average of 8.3 in that position. That average changes all the time. I'm constantly recalculating, of course. So if you look at this and you think, well, hang on a minute, a Cam's average in the last video or the video before was only 8.2, or maybe it was 8.4. Well, it obviously fluctuates because you're not going to have the same average constantly because it changes. Now, it's not going to be 100% accurate because obviously I'm not counting every single game I play, but that's a rough estimate or a rough guide, if you will. Now, in terms of the cons, because we've talked about the pros quite a lot, the cons, the strength is definitely going to be one of them, and there's a few reasons why. So 51 strength is absolutely terrible. I mean, for a bag of quavers, that's not great, right? But when you combine that with a player who is 5'7" and has a, and I quote, short and lean body type, you are going to have problems if and when you come into contact with, I don't know, Van Dijk, who isn't social distancing himself from you and gets right up in your grill. You're not going to be able to get away from him. Sometimes you can left stick dribble, or you can sort of spin round them using McGeady spins and things, but more often than not, you know, when you get to that sort of shoulder to shoulder position where you get locked in and you can't do anything until the game decides which one of you has won possession of the ball, yeah, that's when you have a problem. And unfortunately, he's going to lose out to nearly, unless he's literally fighting against Ryan Fraser, for instance, which, let's be honest, he's never going to be, then you are going to lose that battle. That's the big problem. The shot power is only a problem if you don't use the finesse. So if you decide to rifle it, for instance, from just inside or just outside the penalty area, more often than not, the goalkeeper will get across to it in time because his shot power is very poor. I think it's, is it 77? Yeah, 77 shot power, 84 long shots. I can't quite understand how giving him a maestro on 9 chem, which takes him up to 93 long shots and 86 shot power, gives this card the ability to bend in those finesse shots that you can't even... Well, I'm not saying you can't do it, but I've just maybe not been trying to do it as much. I'm not sure. I'm going to try and score more finesse shots with different players, and then over time that will give me some indication as to how good Muniain's finesse shots are. But up until now, he is the best finesse shot taker I've used this FIFA. I just have not scored as many goals outside the penalty area with a player as I have with Muniain. It's kind of taking me back to that sort of FIFA 19 time finesse shot. Like, I'm not even timing them either. That's what makes it so so much fun for me, really, is if I can start timing them and learn how to do that, because I've not really looked into it too much this year because it's not really the meta, you know, so I've not really tried to sort of perfect it. But if they're even better when you time them green, this card could be an absolute menace. I mean, he's so good from outside the penalty area. The low defensive work rate is great, but Unfortunately, he only has a medium attacking. It would have been so much better if he had a high attacking work rate as well. But it's not the end of the world. It's just something to take on board just in case that is sort of going to sway you either way. But to be honest, stay forward on his settings and he should be fine. That's going to do it for today's video. If you have enjoyed the review, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.